Deborah Goldstein. She publishes the personal blog Peaches and Coconuts. The blog was originally written in London under the name Diverted when Deborah and her partner relocated to the UK in 1999 and documented their experiences living abroad, and was relaunched in America as Peaches and Coconuts. Deborah has contributed to AfterEllen.com and the New York Times The Local. And do I have to read the thing? No. She's also creator and managing director of the DiMaggio Clan, who are 2 and 5, based in South Orange, New Jersey. Here's Deborah Goldstein.
Hello. That's weird. Okay. Before I start, I'm just going to tell you a couple of the cast characters in the blog, and that way when I refer to them, you'll know who they are. So I've selected a couple of entries from the blog and put them together from Peaches and Coconuts, and I'm going to talk about Gabriella, who is my partner of 15 years, and our sons, Asher, who is 5, and Levi, who is 2. Those are the characters. Today, I did not hate the suburbs. Well, my suburb anyway. I took Levi to a local coffee shop after dropping off Asher at school. By treating Levi to a cookie, I bought myself a few minutes in the cafe to slowly drink a hot tea and enjoy some near-quiet time with my busy toddler. I do not take these kinds of moments for granted because I never experienced them with my older son, Asher. He was, and is, a clingy child who required my lap at all times. He refused to play on his own, and he never engaged with other children. Levi amuses himself, and I am grateful. When it comes to parenthood and most other things, you have to experience some bad to truly appreciate the good. I sat answering the occasional email on the BlackBerry I have no business owning for my anti-corporate life, but mostly just watching people pass by the coffee shop and listening in on conversations at nearby tables. Nothing of interest, no national secrets uncovered or juicy gossip about my neighbors. One man sat at a table by the window with his laptop. His headphones plugged him into something very funny on the screen because he'd let out a hearty laugh every now and then, and in between greeting customers by name. He must be a staple in town. I usually meet the transplants from Manhattan or Brooklyn, whose growing families require more space and public schools, but there are plenty of lifers here, born and bred Jerseyites. I'm guessing Laptop Man was a lifer. I imagined myself parked at a cafe too someday with my laptop once Levi was in school. I've never wished away a hot, lazy summer, but this fall, both of my boys will be in school. Even though Levi's preschool schedule will only afford me 3 mornings a week, I am giddy imagining the sliver of freedom. Laptop Man looks away from his monitor and tries to catch my eye while I'm losing myself in visions of mornings writing at a cafe or in a yoga class. I miss my yoga class, Bikram yoga specifically, the one that's 90 minutes of poses in a 110-degree room. Between the contortions and the heat fit only for camels and Jewish retirees living in Palm Desert, it's a trippy experience to say the least, and it kicked my ass. Bikram was an addiction of mine before parenthood. Pregnancy, children, time, it's a luxury I haven't afforded myself. Before the economic crisis found its way into our household, I was a member of a gym, primarily because I could take a hot yoga class there. I hadn't been looking for a gym when I joined. I'd exercised once Levi was in school. Some of my mom friends joined a gym with lots of bells and whistles and urged me to sign up too. Peer pressure and guilt about letting my body continue to expand at its current consistent rate of growth forced me to dig the credit card out of the jeans that were now cutting off circulation at my thighs. Not a pretty sight. Even less pretty was the reflection of my body in the mirror just before the first hot yoga class I took there. Body image issues? Absolutely. Who doesn't have them? It's a rhetorical question, and if you don't have any body image issues, you don't need to share. Overall, I do think I have an objective view of myself. Technically, I'm not fat, but I've got a few extra non-muscular pounds insulating me, and I'm way out of shape. I'm 40, I've carried and birthed 2 kids. But beyond the excuses, there's the fact that I eat a lot and I'm not very active. I've developed the common suburban affliction, minivan-ass widiness. Don't worry, it's not contagious. People don't always see me as the walking pear that I am because I've got a little head. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. A small head is as slimming as wearing black. That same optical illusion makes me appear taller as well. I also look good in hats, though I can't usually find hats that will fit my unusually small head, and I am prone to the most unfortunate hat head. It's a shame. I caught myself in the wall mirror of that hot yoga studio, and I could see that my case of minivan-ass widiness was getting serious. My belly was cascading over my spandex workout shorts as I sat in Sukhasana pose, or as anyone with preschool children knows, it's really crisscross applesauce pose. My tummy was a peculiar kind of soft, beyond flabby. Basically, the only thing that was keeping my fat from oozing out of my stomach was the layer of skin encasing it. Delightful. Hot yoga was not Bikram yoga, and I had to manage my expectations. After every Bikram class, I felt completely rejuvenated, detoxified, and strong. I hope that this class would give me a similar feeling. The room was not that hot. Strike one. The class would be an hour long as opposed to the 90-minute Bikram class. Strike two. The instructor was, like the room, not so hot. It wasn't that she wasn't attractive, she was not my type, but she was fine. I just mean that she wasn't a very good instructor. She didn't help any of us out correcting or improving our poses or talking to us about the benefits of each pose. She just kind of did her thing, calling out poses while walking around the room. Strike three. But wait, there's more, and it's going to make me look bad, but that's never stopped me before. I couldn't get past the instructor's Jersey accent. As we sat in easy pose preparing for the session, she asked us to close our eyes and rid ourselves of distracting thoughts. Try to focus on your breath, she said, and not on the thoughts of the day. What? I should rid myself of distracting thoughts? You mean like, how can I relax when this woman keeps saying thoughts? Throughout the class, I had to keep my mind off other distracting thoughts, like, how many times does the guy on the next mat have to accidentally brush my extended arm before I can be sure he's touching me on purpose? Or, I'm so glad I didn't have to pay extra for this lame class, and I really need a pedicure. The only thing worse than trying to suppress these thoughts was the horror of downward dog and all other positions that forced my tummy to succumb to gravity and dangle off my body, reaching for the floor. In downward dog, I had nowhere else to look but at the pendulous mass barely attached to my midriff. I tried to adjust my waistband, hiking it up to hold my stomach in place, a temporary solution at best. In those moments, I swore off chocolate and vowed to come to the gym on a regular basis. My tummy was not the only traitorous body part. I'm just not as taut as I used to be, anywhere. The combination of birthing children and foregoing my pelvic floor muscle exercises makes sneezing and yoga dangerous activities. There are all sorts of charming phrases referring to the air that is expelled out of the lady bits during yoga.